is your instructor Joey. So this is what we're gonna work on then. This was Flesch, double stop, D major, interval of thirds, as you saw. A subscriber is working on this specific part and wanting to know how to practice this one. So double stops in general, it's a little difficult for us for many different reasons. It's technically hard to put two fingers at once, and also it's hard to be in tune. So I'm going to focus on this video about how to work on left hand. Now, when you're playing double stops, unlike single notes, your thumb position should be a little different than single note. You might have noticed when you're playing long sustained double stops, you can put thumb pretty much anywhere you feel most comfortable for that specific moment. But when you're having this going through scale, like constantly changing double stops, it is important for you to place the thumb somewhat in the middle so that you can keep going. Like that. So if you had, let's say if you're placing thumb far away, you may be okay for the first one, but if you go to the next note by shifting, so you have to move your thumb quite quickly, so therefore it's going to be rather slower, less fluent, and will be a little choppy. Sorry. So I suggest keep your thumb nice and relaxed, somewhat in between the middle finger, so that you can support all the fingers while having this fast run. And then also when you come down. So that's one thing. Second one, try to not press too hard on any finger. So either first finger, either it's 2 and 4. We tend to press a little more or put more weight on this third and fourth finger when we're playing interval of thirds, because we think we have to overreach the pinky or the ring finger, which there's some truth in it. But remember, if you're overpressing with a third finger, then your first finger is out of place or it's harder to control. So keep it, third and fourth finger in a good place with a minimum of weight on the fingertip, so that you can play in tune but also ready to move on, ready to shift to the next one. Like that. Excuse me. And then, once you're done, see which line you're going to treat it as a primary intonation line. Meaning, you have to pick whether it's upper line or bottom line that you're going to treat it as a main line. Play that one in tune first, and try to concentrate, listen to that note, and the other harmony should be matched to that, should be in tune to that. Because unlike piano or this tuning machine, every note is not always same in tune. Meaning, I'm going to demonstrate what I mean. Some people call this one just intonation. So the first note, let's say I'm playing D and I'm playing thirds above. So I first treated the bottom note as a primary note, and then I made it the upper third in tune to the bottom note, like this. Now I'm in tune. So, but if I play separate bow, that's in tune. So now, but if I play only the top note, this was in tune to the bottom note. But if I play the same F sharp with another note, namely the next A string, that's not really in tune. This F is a little flat, slightly low. So I have to, if I want to make it F sharp and A in tune, I have to make my F sharp slightly slightly higher, like this. Now a little higher. Now again. From here. Now it's in tune. But that's so little. So let's see this one. Oh. Oh, this way. Sorry. So that's D, fourth finger on G, second finger on A. Now if I use same second finger F sharp, which was in tune to the note G in the bottom, but if I use same F sharp on D string to the A string, the next one, that's not in tune. So I have to raise my second finger a tiny bit higher. Now it is like that. So we, as a string instrument player, we have luxury of making every single chord really in tune. But we have to understand when it comes to intonation in chords, whether it's made of 2, 3, 4, every intonation has to be adjusted so that it can be in tune with the main melody. But if you practice with a tuner doesn't have that. We have to use our good ears. When it's in tune, it vibrates bigger, therefore we know it resonates bigger all of a sudden. Pianos are tuned so that it's slightly out of tune. That's not too bothersome, but that can be somewhat same sounding in different octaves. So if you want to use tuning machine or piano as a guidance, maybe you can, but it would be better if you find really precise in tune intonation with your ears. So when you practice, you want to do that. First treat the bottom note as a primary note, then upper note, make it tuned to the bottom note. The next one. Yeah, and notice that I broke each note so that I can hear. And once you're done all through, you can do the opposite, meaning treat the top note as a primary note and the bottom note just fitting in. Sorry. Again. Notice that here I slurred from one to the next note. That way I can get used to connecting each note, because it's not supposed to be each note individual, but rather connected one scale line, whether it's a simple curved flesh scale or long melody line. Yeah. So double stop intonation practice can be a lot of fun. It pushes us to listen really carefully. Once you master it, you will see what a great skill this could be for you. When you play ensemble with like a string quartet, you have to be in tune with other strings, and you have to know who is leading the group. Or when you're playing Bach solo sonatas and partitas, there's a lot of those. You have to make sure that you have to find the just intonation, meaning though you have to make sure sometimes move a little higher, move a little lower to be in tune to the main note. Yeah. So I hope this is interesting enough for you, because I thought that was great and it's very helpful in general to improve your intonation. Thank you for watching. Please share my videos and subscribe.